always the bet, always the bet.
It's always the bet, or it's always I'm going to convince somebody to go to prom with me, or like 10 things I hate about you. We need the sister to go to prom with them.
Yeah, it's like the 90s had this problem with betting.
We had a gambling problem in the 90s, guys, clearly. Welcome to the Rom-Com Rewind podcast.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
I'm Devin.
And like you, I love rewatching movies over and over again.
You're here, you found us somehow, you probably love romantic comedies. We do as well.
So this is a show where we rewatch rom-coms, break them down a bit for you, maybe take a peek behind the curtain, dig beneath the surface, and decide, does it still hold up?
Today we have She's All That. And before we dive in, if you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, please subscribe. Also leave reviews. It helps more people find us. If you hear something on this podcast that you think, ooh, I've got a lot of feelings about what they just talked about, you can get in touch with us on Instagram at Romcom Rewind, TikTok at Romcom Rewind. There's actually a new way you can reach out as well. We have a voicemail.
We do.
You can call us. I mean, you call us and leave a voicemail.
Of course.
Phone number 705-560-8323. It's extension number 8573.
There you go.
A little bit of a hoop.
You can leave us voicemail.
Yeah, exactly. We'd love to have you on the pod. She's All That is the 1999 classic American teen high school romantic comedy directed by Robert Iskov. It's the story of Zach Siller, played by Freddie Prinze Jr. Zach and his friends are seniors at their South California high school. Zach, top of his class, school jock, locked in, prom king win, basically. All-around, all-American, all-star high schooler.
Is he ever?
Until his girlfriend Taylor, played by Jodie Lynn O'Keefe, reveals she cheated on Zach with reality star Brock Hudson, played by Matthew Lillard. Dun, dun, dun. Zach, in a fantastic effort of high school arrogance, tells his friends that it doesn't matter. Any girl he dates, he could make prom queen. So his friend Dean, played by Paul Walker, makes him a bet and picks that girl. That girl being Lainey Boggs. Your quintessential, nerdy, dorky, obsessed with art, social shut-in, and all-around inaccessible love interest? ? Played by Rachel Lee Cook. That's our lead-in for She's All That. Before we dive in, though, we should give some context to how monumentally massive this film was. It made $103 million at the box office on they say between $7 and $10-ish million budget. Sixpence None the Richer's Kiss Me Immediately hit number 2 on Billboard after the release of this movie. It's probably one of the biggest high school rom-coms of the 90s, at the same time as like the height of that genre. Like there were the John Hughes high school rom-coms, and then we kind of went into another phase of them. Mm-hmm. This one I think is like between 10 Things I Hate About You and this, they might be like 1, 2, maybe Clueless 3, in no particular order.
Definitely. I loved this movie.
Huge. What are your thoughts?
Zach Siller had it all.
How's it going, man?
President of his class, captain of the team, and dating the most popular girl in school. Until she went on spring break.
So I've been dancing for maybe 5 minutes, right? And that's when it happened.
I'm Brock Hudson!
Brock is from the real world, like the TV show, okay?
But they kicked him out of the house.
My condolences go out to Zach, who got dissed and dismissed by his magically delicious girlfriend.
In order to save his reputation, he's taken on an impossible bet.
I'll pick the girl, and you got 6 weeks to turn her into the prom queen. Gentlemen, we have a winner.
Like I said, I loved it. I've always liked this movie. It is funny though. Like I look back and I'm kind of like, okay, so, and I love me a good makeover montage. Like,
my God.
It's got to be, up there with my best scene. But it's funny because Rachel Lee Cook is gorgeous to begin with.
Stunning.
And I have to say, like, I also wear glasses. So like, are you
Just
only
take them off,
only
Sarah.
pretty if you don't wear glasses? Like,
Just
and
take
that's
them
kind of
off.
what always gets me about this movie, because I'm like, okay, so you cut her hair, you took your glasses off, and she's gorgeous now. It's just so funny that the makeover montage in this is hilarious to me, but it's always intriguing. Like I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good one. Like I like that. But the movie overall is wonderful, and I think it's really well done. The cameos, the actors that they had in here,
God.
they all ended up being, and I can talk about it a little bit later, but they all ended up being in some way or another successful. It's just such a fun watch, and the nostalgia of the 90s, it's so nice. I love it. They have not done a good high school rom-com. I mean, To All the Boys is really good, but this is such a cult classic.
To All the Boys is more like drama rom. Senior Year kind of is like making fun of this model, but a rom-com, like a 2022 rom-com where she thinks she's in a 90s rom-com kind of vibe.
Yeah. I think I'm just sitting here waiting for the next cult classic rom-com still. Like, I'm kind of waiting for it. And I think rom-coms are making a comeback. You know, like Lindsay Lohan just announced she's doing one. A few others are coming out saying, yeah, we're going to be in them. We're going to be in them. And I'm excited. I really hope that it kind of hits the How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, the She's All That, the 10 Things I Hate About You. Like, I just want a good, like one where I want to watch it 100 times.
I feel rom-coms have gone away from hiring the massive star, and they've become a jumping off point for a lot of actors and actresses.
But weren't they always?
No, well, Freddie Prinze Jr., I think, he was pretty big by the time this came out, wasn't he?
I mean, he had done a few things, but not really.
I'm thinking about the Matthew McConaughey's, the Jennifer Lopez's, you know, like... They
all are...
Will Smith was famous when Hitch came out.
Yeah, yes. I think maybe it's the production value. Maybe, there hasn't been one that's like not Netflix done, but like a Paramount Pictures or like a Miramax. They did this one, which was like a subset of Disney at the time. You know, I think I just want a really well-produced one to come out and I love it, you know?
We're getting close. We're swinging at them.
We are.
Like they are coming out, and there have been some pretty good ones, but nothing with like this massive budget, and I'm picking up big stars. It's the we're going to launch Noah Centineo's career here.
Yes, exactly. Through Netflix. Yeah.
I agree with you. I adore this movie in so many ways. I'm going to pull a classic Devin move and give you the food analogy.
The food analogy.
I realize I do that a lot. You know, this film's a pep and cheese. This one's chicken noodle soup. This movie has secret sauce.
You do that, actually.
Yeah. You know what? This movie is none of those things.
Okay.
This movie is carnival food.
Carnival food.
It's cotton candy. It's candy apples. It's funnel cake because it's sweet and delicious and it's glitzy and glamorous and you yearn for it. It's an amazing treat.
Okay.
You can't live off it, though. There's not a lot of sustenance here.
No.
And that's fine because it's so damn tasty. But, like, this film is a lot of fun and there are certain moments where you're like, oh, that doesn't really make sense. Or there are certain moments where the directors were like, shit, we need to... They just took like some plot points and took masking tape and they're like, we're going to have this weird thing where he complains about, well, my dad went to Dartmouth and now I got to go to Dartmouth too. That whole scene, I'm like, well, this is kind of weird.
Yes.
But I still love cotton candy. If you ask me like what's in the cotton candy, I don't know. It's flavored clouds. I don't really care. It's delicious.
Yes. It was a simple plot, you know.
Yeah.
It didn't need much, but
don't think too hard about it.
Did a good job with it, you know. Back to Zach's kind of whole ordeal. They needed to have him have a struggle, you know, and that was his
it wasn't
struggle.
A very believable struggle, guys.
The deciding factor on what Ivy League school he was going to go to.
Oh, I know.
Oh no. Poor him.
And thank God Lainey did say basically what you just said. Oh no, poor you,
Yeah,
Zach.
you're 18, make a decision.
But yeah, no, I love this movie so much. It's just like, it's a delicious funnel cake.
That is hilarious.
You don't want it all the time.
Your analogies kill me.
But you yearn for it. And it is so tasty. It's yummy.
It's yummy.
Let's dive in.
Can we cue Justin Bieber's Yummy?
Yeah. Oh, you got that yummy. No, I was thinking more of the TikTok. Remember the guy who's like, who buys this? And he shows a video of like gas station hot dogs on the rotisserie.
Gross.
And then there's this person who jumps in. He's like, I'm the one who buys those. Those are yummy hot dogs. It's a great TikTok if you stumble upon it.
Oh my God. It's hilarious. It's a lot.
It's something.
It's a lot. Yeah.
You might be shocked when you see it, but it's fun.
So Zach gets broken up with by his girlfriend Taylor after spring break because she goes and meets Brock, this guy who is on the TV show Real World LA.
God, what a flashback, The Real World. That was huge.
I loved that show. I loved watching The Real World. And I heard, so I don't know if it's back or not, but I had heard that it was coming back. They were going to do a revamp season or whatever.
Man, The Real World's weird because it had 2 spin-offs. And what was it? The Challenge. The Challenge is ongoing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's still on.
I literally have never seen it.
And then there was Road...
Oh,
he actually, Brock makes a joke about the other show, like Road Warriors or something like that, how he's going to go on that next.
Okay, I did not know.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but I did love me some Real World. That was kind of around the same time. Well, no, like it's been on for a really long time, but I feel like everyone transitioned from the Real World over to Jersey Shore.
Oh, really? I
think
thought we
so.
transitioned from the Real World to Big Brother.
Or to Big Brother.
Yeah.
I never watched Big Brother.
I was a Big Brother guy.
Yeah.
You were a Survivor girl.
I loved Survivor, and I still do love Survivor. It's like my guilty pleasure is Survivor. It's such a like weird thing to still enjoy.
Season 45
Oh
of
my
Survivor,
God.
and Sarah's like, yeah.
You know what? I think they're like on season 30 something.
Oh,
So,
they're
yeah,
very high. I wasn't.
definitely.
Yeah.
And so then we meet Lainey and Lainey Boggs. She's at school painting, and you know, girls are really mean. Basically, two girls come up to her and tell her to like end her life because most artists aren't appreciated until they pass away.
I was so confused if it was a compliment, and
Okay,
I'm like, no, they're
me
just mean.
too.
They're mean.
Same. I was like, okay, like, are they saying that her art is good or that her art is not good? And then it took me a second. I was like, oh, they're just being real cruel. And then we see Paul Walker and Usher, and like, I was like, what? This is like insane. I mean, I love me some Paul Walker, and Usher as like the high school announcer slash
He's the
high school
DJ.
DJ
Yeah.
for the high school. Like, I mean, and Lil Kim was in this too.
Yeah, I know, dude. There are so much. Gabrielle Union. Literally, we
Yes.
did the same thing. We're like, oh my god, that's Gabrielle Union. Whoa, that's
Yeah.
Paul Walker. Wow, that's Usher. There's a Sarah Michelle Gellar.
There-
That I'd say is like an uncredited cameo
No,
something. I don't know. She's
she-
just like.
She did it as a Buffy the Vampire Slayer thing because, okay, this is
What?
a quick fact early on, but this movie was filmed at the same high school that Buffy the Vampire Slayer is filmed
What?
at. But she only agreed to do that kind of scene if she had no lines. So they said, okay, sure, you can have no lines.
Well, she's like, I don't want to speak.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was this before or after she started dating Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Because that would be like, oh, my boyfriend's on set here. We
They
shoot
started
across
dating.
the hallway.
They started dating when they did the Scream movies together, if I recall correctly. So yeah, they just like filled this movie with
random stars.
with 90s heartthrobs. I find
Oh, yeah.
like that's what they did because all of these actors and actresses, this was a jump off point.
Well, it's weird that like of all of them, if we just like watch this movie in 1999 and you're like, who's going to be the two biggest stars?
Mm-hmm.
Rachel Lee Cook would probably be on there, but like in terms of a career trajectory,
Yeah.
she might be like 4th or 5th on this list.
Yeah, I actually agree because she only started doing stuff again recently.
Yeah.
Like, so she was in the remake of He's All That, She's All That, but He's All That in 2021. And then she also did the Love Guaranteed movie that we did earlier
On Netflix, yeah.
on the pod in 2020. And then she did Josie and the Pussycat
That's right.
after in 2001. So she did kind of have a little bit, but then yeah, like I just
Stepped
kinda,
away, it
Yeah,
sounds,
yeah.
yeah.
Because Zach has been broken up with. You know, he's heartbroken and whatever, and so Paul Walker's character Dean kind of eggs him on and says like, you can make any girl in this school a prom queen. He says, well, okay, you got to prove it. Like, let's do this. Let's do a bet. So the friend gets to pick the girl, and he's got 6 weeks to turn her into a prom queen. He agrees.
It's an absurd premise, but
Very similarly to a few other movies.
oh, it's been redone so many times.
Yes. Always the bet, you know? Always the
It's
bet.
always the bet, or it's always
It's like-
I'm going to convince somebody to go to prom with me, or like 10 things I hate about you. You know, we need the sister to go to prom with the.
Yeah, it's like the 90s had this problem with betting.
We had a gambling problem in the 90s, guys. Clearly. Teaching children how to gamble
Right?
with love. It's even worse. That's worse than money. We're gambling with human emotion here.
Woo!
And it's always about prom. Like, whoa, the Centennial Ball, guys. Like, haven't you heard?
God. All the dances you could ever imagine.
We had a problem with proms, dances, and gambling with
my God.
with
Yes,
high
and high
schoolers.
school. Yeah. Let's play with their emotions more. They're already
God.
super hormonal.
Yeah, insecure too. It's not a great recipe. Why do we do this?
But let's put a bet in there. So Dean picks Lainey Boggs to be the girl who Zach has to turn into a prom queen. And at first he's like, no, absolutely not.
Hey, man, if I were you, I wouldn't be wasting my time. Because by my calculations, you got 6 weeks until the prom, and if
If Lainey Boggs is going to be queen, I'd say you pretty much got your work cut out for you.
She's dorky. She's inaccessible was one of the things he said, which I found funny. Because then he tries to talk to her and she just blows him right off.
Oh, yeah, totally. Embarrassing him in front of like the entire school. One thing that I find, though, in this movie versus like other movies who have used this kind of like plot premise is that she accepts him a lot faster than in other movies.
Really?
I think. She's never really accepted as like a popular girl, which I kind of liked.
I think she accepts that she's not going to conform.
Yes.
I guess if that makes sense.
I liked that part,
Yeah.
that she didn't fully conform into being popular, that in order to be successful or to have fun or to be normal, you have to conform to the popular kids. Like, I liked that piece.
Yeah.
Because in a lot of other movies, you know, with Melissa Joan Hart, for example.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. In that one, you know, he becomes super popular and leaves his old friends behind. But she never does that. There's never that piece in this movie where she leaves her, you know, her friend, her buddy behind, which I liked.
Even like jumping backwards in era, but we did Can't Buy Me Love. Patrick Dempsey, his whole plot point was, if I bribe the high school cheerleader into dating me, I'll become popular. Like,
Yeah, we kind of see on the side here how Zach has gotten into all these big schools, but he seems not pumped about it because he feels that he has to go to Dartmouth. But, you know, because his dad went to Dartmouth, and, you know, that's his big decision
That's
throughout
his
this
struggle
movie.
in the
That's
movie.
his struggle, yeah. So Lainey works at a falafel restaurant, which is hilarious. I really want that falafel hat.
oh, great hat.
I'm thinking that's a really good Halloween costume. Like, let's bring it back to the 90s.
Oh my God.
Right?
We should each... we have our Halloween
Should
costume.
we be a group of falafel restaurant workers? Oh my God.
Oh no, I was
yes.
thinking like iconic rom-com characters.
Yes. Oh my God. That's
I love
good.
how Sarah was locked in on the falafel. I'm like, I've got an idea. She's like, multiple falafel costumes.
I'm still here for it. Okay. I'm still here for it. You may all see a photo of me being a falafel restaurant worker. I might do it.
Oh my God.
I might do it.
I'm going to be Heath Ledger from 10 Things I Hate About You. Sarah's going to be a falafel restaurant worker. Great.
Love it.
Oh my God.
I feel like now we have to.
Which one though?
Well, I like the idea of a rom-com, like characters from rom-coms. I like that a
You
lot.
sure we can convince you not to do the falafel thing? Okay.
That is a character from a
Technically,
rom-com.
yeah, you're right. You're
Technically,
right.
so, and I can just wear I'm Lainey Boggs, you know, just to clarify, so everybody knows. I still really liked that hat. Okay, so anyway, so Zach shows up at the falafel restaurant, and she thinks he's coming. She thinks that he is trying to get her attention so that she can do his homework.
I'm not smart.
What?
What, you figure I could tutor you or something? You think, oh, well, there's Lainey
Look,
Boggs.
Lainey.
She's a dork. She
Lainey.
must at least be smart. Well, guess what? I'm not.
Lainey, I have the 4th highest GPA in our class.
He kind of goes down the avenue. Okay, what does she like? So let's go down there. So let's do art.
He got some help from his sister, by the way, played by
Yes.
Anna Paquin.
I know. A young
Once again,
Anna
another
Paquin.
just random.
Totally.
Oh my God, there's Rogue from the X-Men.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, got it.
Yeah. And he asks her if she can help him kind of go down that art avenue and kind of help him with his studies in that. So she says, yeah, sure, come to my art show. Actually, her friend says, you can take my ticket and go to the art show. So he goes to her art show, and it's very interesting. Like,
Oh, it's strange. So
I was being nice.
yeah, Lainey is part of the art show, but then it's funny because the main person kind of hosting it gets up there. He's like, "We've got an aspiring artist among
yes.
us. We have a Zach in the audience." And obviously she's doing this to kind of like buzz off, get off my back or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw you under the bus a little bit.
100%.
They get him on stage.
Yeah.
He does a hacky sack
like
performance art piece.
Yeah, totally. And it's like a poem, an ode to
You can't
hacky
stop.
sack.
Yeah.
Don't let it drop.
But is it also an extension of life? Because sometimes you will inevitably fall down.
Well, I think so, but I also think it was like it had to do with his decision about what university to go to. Like, it was deep, you know?
It was it was like weirdly, I don't know. Was it poignant? I don't know. And then I'm watching, I'm like, maybe it is.
I'm gonna throw
Maybe it is.
another quick fact out here, just because I don't want this to get lost in the shuffle when I do them.
Okay.
He actually had a professional hacky sack player help him with his hacky sack game.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Because
I
it
know.
was well
Yeah,
done. I
yeah.
was... Okay, your friend Devin used to do a little bit of hacky
You
sack
did.
in college. And I was impressed by the skills exhibited by Freddie Prinze Jr. I'm like, hey, it was also a panned out shot, so
Yeah.
like you couldn't lie about it. They didn't have good CGI back then. He was actually doing it, guys.
Yeah, this was almost my best scene just because of how almost awkward I felt watching it. Really deep and kind of funny all at the same time.
And you know what? I think that's exactly what they wanted it to be. They're like,
Yeah.
this is weird, this is kind of funny, but
Yeah.
is there something here?
There's some art there, you know?
Is
There's
there some art here?
Yeah.
He convinced everybody in the room.
I completely agree. I mean, Lainey saw right through him, which was my favorite. And
Yeah.
so after the show, they're walking and he asks about her glasses and, you know, oh, have you ever thought about,
Oh
you should
my
take them off. Your
God,
eyes
yeah.
are really beautiful. And she's like, okay, does this like work on everyone else? Because like this is a really shitty pickup line. And she just like pieces out
Yeah,
on him.
she
She's
dips
like,
on
I'm
him.
going to get a ride from somebody else. Bye. So the next day, like Zach just won't let this go. So Zach goes over to her place wanting her to go to the beach with him. But she says no. And so Simon, her brother, says, oh, hey, like, Zach, do you want to come in and play Sega?
Simon, played by Kieran Culkin.
Yes. I totally saw him and I was like, oh, he's a Culkin.
That's a
for
Culkin
sure.
kid,
Like,
yeah.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. And so Lainey's like, no, you're not coming in my house. Like, fine, I'll go to the beach with you. So decides to go to the beach. All of Zach's friends show up. So the popular kids, Dean and
Gabrielle Union, Katie,
Union, yeah. I like Gabrielle Union's character because she's a popular girl, but she's not a mean girl.
She's
I really
so
like
often
that.
pigeonholed into the mean girl
Yes.
archetype.
Or I find like the posse,
Yes.
like the girl,
Yeah.
like, you know, and I'm just like,
She's the head cheerleader of the other team and Bring It On. Like, she's always got this mean streak. So I like that this movie was like, no, like, she's soft. She can be nice.
yeah, she actually chooses like Lainey over Taylor
Yeah.
at one point, which I thought was really cool. But she goes to play volleyball with them. And like, you know, one of the other girls says, oh, you're not going to go play volleyball because you suck at volleyball. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to go play. So she goes, and then Gabrielle Union goes to play. And my question is like, why in this movie girls are good at volleyball? They made both Gabrielle Union, the character Lainey, suck at volleyball.
So we've hit a nerve here on the podcast because Sarah you played college volleyball, did
no,
you?
I didn't play college. No.
You played high school volleyball?
Yeah. But
Okay.
like, I just don't understand like why. And I mean, maybe this was part of like let's show the girls are helpless and that the guys are going to help them out. Like, I just don't understand why that was a thing.
Hey, classic 90s high school rom-com.
Totally. Girls can't be good at sports, I
Of course
guess.
not. Yeah.
They just have to be like
But
popular
it's cute
and
and
cool.
adorable when they try. I'm being facetious.
No, I know
that's,
you're being
that's
facetious.
like, that wasn't serious.
I know,
Okay.
I know. Imagine. So they invite Lainey to a party at Preston's house that night. I guess Preston's parents are in Las Vegas. Typical rich,
Another quintessential rom-com thing. He is the rich kid
whose parents are never home
whose parents are never home. Exactly.
and hosts a bunch of parties. So Lainey ends up going, but then last minute, you know, she overhears one of Taylor's friends say like, oh, like, you know, they better not show up together because Taylor's gonna flip and blah blah blah. So Lainey's like, I'm not gonna go, and instead she says to Zach, I have to clean my house.
This was close to my best scene.
Okay, this is my best scene.
Oh, amazing.
Yes, because it goes into the makeover montage, right? Like, so like I said, like the makeover montage, like, I mean, you know, the whole glasses thing, like I'm like, oh, this is still great, but like hilarious. Zach shows up anyway and brings the soccer team to help clean her house.
I believe you said you were cleaning.
I am. I was. I will be.
How about I save you some time?
I'll take the kitchen.
All right, then I got the bathroom.
Isn't that the soccer team?
It's JV.
So that she can go to the party. And he even brings his sister, Anna Paquin, played by Anna Paquin, to do her hair and makeup. So cuts her hair. Like, this girl better go to beauty school. And you'll see Milo Ventimiglia is actually in this movie. And so he...
Was he in this scene?
He was in this scene when they all come in. I don't know if you noticed. When they all come through the door, when he brings the junior varsity team in. And so he, for anyone, is most famously for Gilmore Girls. he was my teenage heartthrob.
Hold on, is he most famously for Gilmore Girls or This Is Us?
I mean, now he's like most famous for This Is Us.
You know, it is. Fall is coming, Sarah.
Yes, it's actually Gilmore Girls season. I've
Gilmore
already started.
Have you already?
Yes, I'm 9 episodes in season 1. Gotta restart that shit. Yeah, it is Gilmore Girls season, and actually, it's most exciting. Anyway.
And actually, one more thing. I'm excited about it. Oh, thank you.
I am. So this leads into the makeover montage. We see her come down the stairs, and he's floored. She's literally floored because she trips.
Gentlemen, may I present the new, not improved, but different, Laney Boggs.
And they get to the party, and he's still playing it off to his buddy that it's just a bet and that he actually doesn't care for her. But he does. We all know it. We all see how he feels about her.
We also have the return at this party of Brock from the real world.
And Taylor, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Question. So Taylor ends up hooking up with this guy from the real world.
Yes. Ugh. So gross.
If you were going to date any reality star, who would you go for?
Okay, so my reality star, I guess, that I'd want to... Okay. Being a Survivor fan... I don't know if anyone remembers Joe, but Joe Anglim from, so he was in Survivor Worlds Apart, Survivor Cambodia, and Survivor Age of Extinction. And he used to do, he's very cute. He's very dreamy.
So adorable.
He used to do yoga on the beach, like yoga classes and stuff on the beach. I don't like yoga, but I still would have participated.
But you like Joe's yoga?
Yeah, I like Joe's yoga. Yeah.
How old is this guy? Like,
he's 33.
Oh, that's not... Wow. Okay. Great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, technically,
mm-hmm.
Emma Stone was on a reality show.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God. Of course you'd finagle a way to pick Emma Stone. Okay.
Yeah. She was on The Search for the Partridge Family. She was going by Emily Stone back then.
No.
Yeah. But my actual pick?
Yeah. Okay, wait. I used to watch The Partridge Family.
Yeah. So I guess there was The Search for the Partridge Family. I guess they were going to do a new Partridge Family. So they did a reality show for The Search for the Partridge. Anyway, my actual pick would be from American Idol fame.
Okay.
Carrie Underwood.
Oh, of course.
I'm not talking about, like, obviously she's beautiful, guys. Obviously she has an amazing country music career. She's definitely rich. I just want to date her for the Sunday Night Football theme song.
This Sunday Night Football theme, like, Devin likes football, I like football, but
Sarah hates the theme song.
The theme song gets me every time, and every single Sunday night.
Devin's waiting all day for Sunday night, and
every Sunday he goes, it's starting. So like I go over because the game's starting, and no, it's the song that's starting.
It's this. I pause it so that Sarah can get the song. I'll be honest. I actually also don't like the song, but the fact that you hate it that much makes me want you to experience it more,
What I want to know is how much she makes to do that song.
She's had that contract for
ever.
For a while.
Yeah. She must make so much money off of that.
As of the recording of this podcast on a Sunday early afternoon, we are 6 hours and 42 minutes, Sarah, away from the first waiting all day for Sunday night theme song to occur for the NFL season.
You know what? I'm interested to see what she's wearing this year.
Yeah, the song never really changes.
No, the song doesn't change, but how she
except
looks,
for the teams.
She looks changes, right? Like, what she's wearing or whatever.
Yeah. No, it's not even what she's wearing. It's like the CGI they add. Remember they had like the big crowd that's like, none of that's real.
Oh my God, yeah, the crowd. I don't know what year that was, but all you can see are like these CGI like weird humans like waving their hands above their head.
Really bad.
It's weird.
It's not good stuff.
It's weird.
Hey, Jack, it's a fact the boys are back in town. It's,
oh my God. I can't. And then the news reporters pop up. Okay, too much about this. This is hilarious. Not news.
Did you say news reporters?
News reporters. Sports reporters? Is that what we call them?
Sportscasters?
Sportscasters.
The commentators?
Sure. They like pop up and like they're like doing like the weird walk, like, oh, I'm so cool.
flames shooting out of shit.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
hilarious.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
If you ever have a chance, take a watch.
You could just Google, like, YouTube it.
So Taylor confronts Lainey and pours a drink down her dress and tells her that she's vapor. She's nothing. And Lainey runs off and Zach chases after her, which I liked. We didn't have to, push him to go after her. She tells him that she should never come here and that's why she avoids, but that she told herself she'd never let them see them cry. Let her see them.
Let them see her cry.
Thank you so much. He says, you let the bad in with the good. And she says, I just want to go home, which is nice because he brings her home. He leaves the party, doesn't put the party over her.
So this 90s high school romantic comedy, I think, hits almost every single cliche.
It definitely does.
For movies of that genre.
Yeah.
Do you want to play a game with me?
Yeah, always.
It's a game where we figure out if maybe you grew up in a 90s rom-com high school. So the game is if blank, then you went to a 90s rom-com high school. For example, I'll start us off with the scene we just saw. If there's at least one dude with disgustingly rich parents and a massive house and his parents are inexplicably never around and that's the house you party at, then you went to a 90s rom-com high school.
If your school had a massive budget for their prom.
Yes.
And it was like the be-all end-all to be a prom king and queen.
You made too much of a deal of it.
Yep. You went to a 90s rom-com high school.
If the popular kids all have some kind of beach vibes vehicle, like I'm thinking of Clueless, they had like a Jeep. I think it was a pink Jeep. In this, everybody has something that you take the top off.
Always.
If that's the case, then you went to a 90s rom-com high school.
Okay, I like that. If you wore crop tops, butterfly clips, any of the 90s fashion, you went to a 90s rom-com high school.
If, and this is a big one, doesn't happen for everybody. If Gabrielle Union was in your class, then you went to a 90s rom-com high school. I feel like she's in so many random 90s rom-com high school movies.
She's in tons.
She's in tons of them.
If you were basically a teenager, but also your parent, you went to a 90s rom-com high school.
What do you mean by that?
So like,
I've got one similar, but it might be different.
Lainey is basically like the parent.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like she's also the parent, but she also is like a high school student. Like because her mother passed away, her dad kind of is checked out, but not really, but like still in her mind, she calls them a team, but she goes out and does the groceries, she takes care of her little brother, she all these things, she takes on the parent role, but she's also a high school student.
I love it. So mine's slightly different, but I like that though. And mine stems from how they always cast actors who are way older than the role. If the popular kids at your school looked old enough to have a mortgage, then you went to a 90s rom-com high school. Like Freddie Prinze Jr. looks like...
Yeah. The muscles on Paul Walker. Yeah. Unless he worked out every single minute of the day. Yeah.
That was like Miles Teller in Top Gun Maverick. Like that's what Paul Walker was looking like. Like he looked like a grizzled fighter jet pilot.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't hate it. Let's clarify.
Oh, yeah, hey, it's not. And nobody hated Miles Teller.
Exactly.
The last one. If the story of your high school experience is told through either a high school newspaper, a DJ like Usher in this.
Oh my God, yes.
Morning announcement video content, 100%. Set up like a newscast.
Yep.
Then you went to a 90s rom-com high school.
Yes, I was totally going to say like the whole like...
You drive me crazy. They have like a full video production for them.
Yes.
for
their morning announcements. Yes, that's exactly what I
remarkable.
thought. They loved to do that in the 90s. Yeah. I loved it. So the next day at school, Lainey finds out that she's nominated for prom queen, and she's absolutely stunned. She doesn't know who nominated her. We do find out later that it's Gabrielle Union. And Taylor finds out, and to top it off, Taylor also got dumped by Brock.
Brock dumped her.
So Taylor's having a real crappy day. And Lainey's kind of getting like a, oh my God, good job. Like, can't wait. Like, oh yeah, I'm voting for you. And she's like, what is happening? And then she finds out. So Zach's buddy in the locker room after they play a soccer game, Dean says that, and this is the guy who made the bet with Zach, says that he wants to try to get with Lainey, and Zach freaks out, even though Zach's still saying that he doesn't have feelings for her and he doesn't care for her and it's only a bet. Zach freaks out and Dean's like, screw you, I'm going for her, like I'm gonna ask her to prom. Zach does go to visit her, and he goes downstairs where she's painting, and it's kind of like her studio. Nobody really goes there. And she does share with him, about her mom. And this is kind of where he tells her that, she needs to stop shutting people out. And she calls him out for saying, like, you're so indecisive. You don't even know what you're doing next year, which is like very true in his struggle of the movie.
Oh, poor Zach.
And she says, like, you need to make your own decisions. It's time. So she does ask him why he really came over, and they're about to kiss. And she says, are you just trying to get my vote for prom king? And then he realizes what he's doing. Like, if they kiss, then he does in fact feel for her, but also he's like,
he's playing into the bet.
Exactly. So he doesn't want to do that. I think he wants to come clean about it.
But he just doesn't.
But he doesn't. And so he just stops, doesn't kiss her, and like leaves.
And then he's kind of cold and distant to her. Like he's not, yeah.
And then in the cafeteria, the next day, Zach doesn't go to see Lainey, but he does stand up for Simon when Simon is being bullied by these two guys. He makes the bullies apologize to him. And the pubes that one of the guys puts on his pizza, Zach makes them eat it, which, like, I know it was fake, but it was still really gross.
Yeah. And this is also the scene. Is this where we see Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Yes, this is the scene.
Like a very quick moment with Sarah Michelle Gellar. So, I might have just tipped my hand.
Oh, okay.
We've established that there are a wild amount of 90s superstar names in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Many of these people would go on to do fantastical, amazing, great things. Some, I think, would kind of not flame out, but they wouldn't go as far. So, Let's play the game, Sarah.
Okay.
You need to guess the rankings for the net worth.
Oh, God. Okay, I can do it.
Of anybody in this movie.
Okay.
I've kept it very open-ended.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing Family Feud style, top 11 answers on the board because there are so many to pick from. The requirement is you need to have more than a $2 million net worth.
Okay. I believe Paul Walker.
Paul Walker is number
1.
5th on the list.
What?
At the time he passed away, he was worth $25 million.
Wow.
Oh, there are 4 above him.
Okay, Usher.
Usher, number 1 answer off the board, Sarah.
Okay.
Worth $180 million in net worth.
Holy mackerel. That's crazy. Anna Paquin.
6th.
Okay.
She's worth
right after
$14 million.
Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Okay. Dule Hill.
Oh, yeah, $8 million. He's number 9th on the list.
Okay.
He's gone on to do a few things lately.
So, yeah, most recently he was on Suits.
Yeah.
For the last few seasons.
Suits? I didn't know that.
He was in Suits. Yep. Yeah. I liked him in Suits. He was really well. He was really good. Matthew Lillard.
He just makes the cut.
Okay, I was gonna say he did like Without a Paddle, Good Girl. Most recently he did Good Girls on Netflix. But he also did Scooby Doo.
He did Scooby Doo. He was Shaggy. Yeah.
Okay, Freddie Prinze Jr.
So he is number 3rd on the list.
Okay, he's number 3. Okay, interesting.
$30 million.
Are we
net worth.
counting Sarah Michelle Gellar?
So I've got them as the same net worth.
Okay, yeah, because they do have this. Yeah, they tie in. Yeah.
So
okay.
that's 3 and 4. You're still missing number 2.
Okay.
2, 7, 8, and 10 are still on the board.
Give me a second again. I need to. Okay, Milo Ventimiglia.
Yes.
Is he on? He is?
The random kid in the background scrubbing the toilet or whatever.
Yeah.
Is worth $12 million, so he's at number 7.
He's at number 7. Okay. Oh my God, Gabrielle Union.
Gabrielle Union, baby.
Yeah, I can't believe I forgot her.
Married to NBA Hall of Famer Dwayne Wade. She is worth $40 million.
So she's number
2. That's number 2. So
Okay.
you only got 8 and 10.
Rachel Lee Cook.
Yeah, Rachel Lee Cook is number 8.
Okay.
$5 million.
And so then number 10.
Oh, sorry. She would actually be number 9.
Okay. And so then I just have to figure out
who's number 10?
Is it? It's not Kieran Culkin.
It is.
No way.
He is on Succession, which is like
he is on
trending
Succession.
towards
Still today he's on it. Yes.
That's kind of like a big show that's filling the void after Game of Thrones left. Everybody's like, what are we going to watch? Succession? Good pick, by the way.
Yeah, I've heard good things. I haven't watched it. But
and there you have it.
Fun. Dean, Zach's best friend, now ex-best friend, stops by the falafel restaurant, the famous falafel restaurant, and asks Lainey if she wants to go to the prom with him. And she says, like, hell no. Like, I'm not going there. Not doing it. Whatever. And he says, you know what? Think about it. But I will say, if you're holding out for Zach, he tells everybody that he still has a thing for Taylor, which is a lie. But it kind of gets Lainey thinking like, okay, maybe Zach won't ask me. So Taylor goes to see him in the gym. And when I mean him, I mean Zach.
What do you want, Taylor?
Well, I was trying on this little Richard Tyler dress the other day, and I remembered that we haven't finalized our plans.
What plans?
For the prom, silly.
And she's like, yeah. Who are you going to go with? Lainey Boggs. She says she's already taken. And he turns around to see that Dean has asked her and is talking to her, and they're finalizing their plan. So Zach rushes over to them and says, like, did Dean ask you to go? And she says, yes. Zach says, like, I thought we were going together, which Lainey's like, how am I supposed to know that? You didn't ask me.
Fair enough.
This is when Dean spills the beans about the bet.
I thought we were going together. All right, Zach, enough's enough. This isn't cool anymore. I like this girl, and you got to stop this whole bet thing.
Well played, Dean. Well played.
Paul Walker, he got him.
I know. Lainey decides, you know what? I'm just not going to go. Like, screw this, whatever. And so she's downstairs painting. And this is like also a really great scene, I find, where Lainey's dad goes downstairs and has a conversation with her. And this is kind of where, you know, he goes into like, I think you've taken the role of the adult and taken care of the household and everything like that. And you're not really having fun in a high school experience, which is what you should be. You should go to, you know, your prom, and there's a guy upstairs who wants to take you there. So she rushes up there thinking, I think, that it's Zach.
It's Zach, but it's Dean.
It is Dean. And she agrees to go with him. So she gets all dressed up, and she actually looks wonderful. Like, she looks beautiful. I loved her dress. Her dress was awesome.
She looks beautiful. Zach also goes with his sister.
Yes, hoping that Lainey will be there. So in the bathroom at the prom, Dean is showing off the hotel key, room 409, that he has bought to bang Lainey in, and says that he's going to seal the deal tonight. And so in the bathroom stall is Lainey's friend, Jesse Jackson. And he overhears this and runs to Zach's sister, who I think they're now kind of going to be an item. I can see a future item here happening.
Played by Eldon Henson, who almost made that list.
Okay.
Was he not in the Hunger Games?
Oh, he might have been. But he was definitely 100% in...
He was in the Mighty Ducks.
He was in Daredevil.
As well. Pollux?
Oh, he was Pollux, yes.
In Mockingjay Part 1 and 2?
Yeah, he was in the Hunger Games, yeah.
Just, I need to describe to Sarah
Yeah, he was an Avox, so he had his tongue cut out.
Sarah is best communicated via young adults fiction.
Oh my God.
Jennifer Lawrence, right? Like,
yes.
Silver Linings Playbook? No. Hunger Games. Yeah, exactly.
I have seen Silver Lining Playbook, thank you. So Zach wins prom king and Taylor wins prom queen. And when this is happening, Dean asks Lainey if she wants to leave, and she says yes, thinking that she's going to go home. And so they leave, and Zach does find out. Finally, Jesse and Mackenzie get to Zach and tell him. So he runs out and he runs after them, and she ends up returning home, and Zach is there. He figured out, I guess, that they weren't at the hotel room, and he ends up going to Lainey's house. They talk things out. She used a foghorn when she found out what Dean was up to, and her and Zach end up dancing in her backyard by the pool, and they kiss.
So sweet.
So cute.
And then we get the very last scene, which is graduation.
This is hilarious.
Where, actually, so Lainey does ask Zach, what was the bet? Like, what do you need to give?
What did you lose?
What did you lose? What Zach lost was his clothing for graduation. He's literally got the hat on, he's got the thing over his shoulders, and he's got what looks like a volleyball covering his package.
Yep.
And then he quickly throws the volleyball to Lainey while he's walking up on stage. So he's just fully bare-ass nude, which would never be allowed.
No.
Like,
oh my God.
There would be a phys ed teacher tackling him to the ground. You wouldn't even get out there. Somebody would stop you for sure if you're bare ass.
100%.
But it's kind of the cute, whimsical ending to a beautiful romantic comedy.
A fun rom-com. I loved it.
It's a funnel cake of a rom-com. It was delicious and tasty, and you gobbled it down in like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Great runtime as well, which I love.
It was a great runtime. It wasn't like, it ran perfectly. It wasn't too long. Like, it was, really well done.
We didn't need any extra. 97 minutes. Oh, I love it. Quick facts?
Quick facts. The prom dancing sequence originally wasn't scripted and wasn't going to be filmed. It was added in at the last minute to make the movie go a few extra minutes. Filmed at the same high school as Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Sarah Michelle Gellar, who plays Buffy in the series and who co-starred with Freddie Prinze Jr. in I Know What You Did Last Summer, has a small non-speaking cameo. The same high school was used in Not Another Teen Movie in 2001 that parodied this movie, and in some cases line by line. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. later got married, so they might have been dating. Freddie Prinze Jr. trained with a professional hacky sack player. The photo of Lainey's mother is of actress Bonnie Bedelia, the real-life aunt of Kieran Culkin, who played Lainey's brother Simon. The Hoover It scene was to placate male audiences. They wanted to bring in the male viewers and wanted it to appeal to them. Also, the pubes were made of corn stalks, if you wanted to know.
We got to get some guys in here to watch this movie. What do guys like? Disgusting.
Yes.
I want to see some dude eat his own pubes.
Yeah, they even added the hoogie at the beginning where she yeah.
Men are so simple, it turns out.
In the 90s, yeah. The character Brock Hudson was named after a real-life student at St. John's School in Houston, Texas, the school where Rushmore was filmed. Screenwriter R. Lee Fleming Jr. went to this school along with Wes Anderson, who directed Rushmore, and Will Wallace, where the phrase, "What kind of name is Brock Hudson?" used twice in this movie, was commonly heard. Matthew Lillard only agreed to do this movie if he could have a personal trainer since he had scenes in the pool and wanted to bulk up. They did agree to give it to him.
Amazing.
In a 2013 interview, M. Night Shyamalan claimed to have ghostwritten the script. Fleming has denied this, and on the Blu-ray commentary for this film, director Robert Iskov confirms that Shyamalan was brought in after pre-production began as a contributor to the script. After his story points were added, the final rewrite was then handed back to Fleming so that he could lend the story his unique voice in writing for teenage characters.
What would M. Night Shyamalan like?
I don't know, because his movies are real twisted and unique.
Like, I see dead people, and then he's like, let's get Freddie Prinze Jr. some love here.
Yeah. Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
The falafel restaurant is the same one used in the 1989 movie Loverboy, starring Patrick Dempsey. Everyone remembers the red dress Lainey wears. This was done for psychological impact. The bright color was to signify that she had blossomed because her old clothes were dark and dull. You will never forget that scene.
They're right.
Yeah. Kevin Pollak is repeating the ongoing joke, which is about guessing wrong in Jeopardy all the time. He originally did this in Truth or Consequences NM from 1997. Rachel Lee Cook's character's name, Lainey Boggs, is a combination of the names of two characters played by Winona Ryder, Kim Boggs in Edward Scissorhands from 1990 and Lelena Lainey Pierce in Reality Bites from 1994. This is apparently a nod to Cook's and Ryder's physical resemblance. Director Robert Iskov told Yahoo in 2014 that Josh Hartnett was considered for the role of Zach Seiler, and Lily Sobieski and Mina Suvari and Jordana Brewster auditioned for the role of Lainey Boggs.
I could see Josh Hartnett actually doing it.
I know, me too, actually.
He was also like a little bit of a teen heartthrob around this time.
Yes, he was.
Not like maximum level like Freddie, but he was in the realm.
Yeah. Freddie Prinze Jr. and Matthew Lillard appeared together again in Scooby-Doo movies as Fred and Shaggy. Those movies, right. Yes, they also featured Sarah Michelle Gellar as Daphne. In one scene, a copy of John Irving's book, The Cider House Rules, is visible in the background behind Kieran Culkin. Culkin played Buster in The Cider House Rules from 1999. Kieran Culkin didn't know why his character was wearing hearing aids. It's never explained in the movie.
That's actually really funny.
Yeah. The film contains several hidden references to the pop group Hanson. Aside from the photograph during Taylor's campaign, the two main characters are named Taylor and Zach, two of the members of Hanson, and Mackenzie and Jesse, two minor characters in this movie, were younger members of the Hanson family. Gabrielle Union plays a fellow senior classmate in She's All That. Also released in 1999, she played a sophomore in 10 Things I Hate About You. She went to the prom in both of those movies, and both movies are based on the classic literature Taming of the Shrew for 10 Things I Hate About You and Pygmalion for She's All That. Dule Hill, who plays Preston, and Rachel Lee Cook, Lainey Boggs, later appeared together in the movie Psych in 2006 as Burton Gus Guster and Abigail Lytar, respectively. And this, like we said earlier, was the debut of Little Kim.
Little Kim.
Yeah. Jodie Lynn O'Keefe played a teenager in Whatever It Takes in 2000. The year after She's All That came out, both roles involved her as a hot chick of the school. Eldon Henson, who plays Jesse, and Anna Paquin, who plays Mackenzie, would go on to star in productions for Marvel Comics, Henson in Netflix Daredevil and Paquin in the X-Men franchise. On top of that, Henson's Daredevil co-star Deborah Ann Woll co-starred with Paquin in HBO's True Blood. Brock Hudson says he's from MTV's Real World Season 2 and was going to be on Road Rules All Stars. That's what it was. MTV Road Rules All Stars had already been filmed and aired by the time She's All That had come out in June 1998. If Brock was going to be on an alumni season, it would have actually been Real World Road Rules Challenge 1999 or Real World Road Rules Challenge 2000. So those are the two spinoffs. A gender-flipped remake called He's All That was released on August 27th, 2001 on Netflix with Rachel Lee Cook and Matthew Lillard appearing, but in different roles. Rachel Lee Cook was married to Daniel Gil, who had a recurring role in seasons 2, 3, and 4 of The Vampire Diaries and starred in its spin-off, The Originals. Jodie Lynn O'Keefe, who played Taylor Vaughn, played another recurring character in season 6 and guest starred in season 7 of The Vampire Diaries. The premise is similar to the film of Can't Buy Me Love, where a geeky boy eventually becomes popular when he dates the most beautiful and desired girl in school. At the end of the movie, Freddie Prinze Jr. is forced by Paul Walker to attend his graduation ceremony naked. In Joy Ride in 2001, Paul Walker is forced to walk naked through a diner. However, Paul Walker was totally naked when he filmed this nude scene in Joy Ride. Freddie Prinze Jr. was not really naked in the scene for this movie. The actresses who play Misty and Savannah, telling Lainey to end her life in the art classroom, both played in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, not in the same seasons and not at the same time.
Honorable mentions.
Okay, so my honorable mention is like the culmination of all the cameos and the actors and the launch point. Is that what you had as well?
Exactly the same thing.
It's just, again, like how they went on to be all the heartthrobs of the early 2000s.
For me, it's just all the people. Like going through the Wikipedia here, like I'm seeing Alexis Arquette. I don't even remember Alexis in this movie. Eldon Henson, Kevin Pollak, fucking Usher, Little Kim. Aside from even the main, like Gabrielle Union, Paul Walker, Fred, you could go on for days of all the just random famous people in these movies. And Milo as well.
Yeah, and it was fun watching it. You're like, oh my God, wait, what?
Yeah. Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah.
She doesn't even say anything.
It was fun. It attributed to like the greatness of this movie.
Yes, and I think it's why it's become so evergreen. Like you can go back and watch it right now. We did, and it's so enjoyable still.
Yeah, I definitely am excited for us to do He's All That because I have yet to see it.
Me as well. Yeah.
What should have been?
My what should have been is we should have just given a tiny bit more backstory to the random friends. It's a classic rom-com thing where they don't explain anything, but like Gabrielle Union is not a small deal. What's Katie's backstory? She's dancing with somebody at prom, but like, is she dating that person? I don't know. Same with Dule Hill, Preston. His parents are rich. That's all I know about him. Even Paul Walker's character Dean, they played soccer since they were kids.
Yes,
and he's a little bit of an ass. Yeah. That's all I know about him. But at the same time, I love that this movie had a very tight runtime. Yeah. So maybe I don't hate that we didn't do a backstory, but I am kind of like, I wouldn't have minded something.
Yeah,
like, who are these people?
Yeah. Right. Okay, so for my what should have been, for some reason, I really want to know what school Zach picks.
Oh, whoa.
I really want to know. Does he go the pathway that his dad has set out for him? Or, at the end, he kind of has a conversation with his dad saying, like, it's your decision. Like, you pick. So I would have been interested to see, like, where he ends up going because Lainey goes to school. Do they stay together? Do they go, does he go to NYU and she goes to art school in New York? Like, who knows? I want to know.
Sarah always wants closure.
I do. I
always need to know that they ended up together or didn't end up together.
Yeah. And people agree with me, okay?
Overall rewatchability.
My rewatchability is as follows. Chemistry 4.5, Storyline 4, Thirst Factor 5, Imagination 3.75, Soundtrack 5, Cheese 4 for an overall score of 4.37 out of 5.
Okay, so ours are very close. My score is Chemistry a 3.9, Storyline a 4.1, Thirst Factor a 4.2, Imagination a 3.7 because it is, based on other things, but they did very well with it. Soundtrack was almost perfect, 4.8. You notice they don't actually have a ton of big songs, but there's nothing more iconic than Kiss Me,
right?
Sixpence None the Richer in this movie, so they maximized what they used, I think. And Cheese, one of the few times I'm going to give a perfect 5 out of 5 for Cheese. Not because it wasn't, it's the originator of a lot of the shitty cheese that I hate, so it's like the original maker of cheese.
Okay.
Yeah. We had the glow up, many people have tried to recreate it, so that gives me a lower cheese for them, but this started it all.
Yeah,
I'll appreciate
this is a good one.
cheese. Yeah. For an overall score of 4.28.
Okay.
This has been the Rom-Com Rewind of She's All That. If you've heard something, you want to discuss more, you want to reach out, you want to argue with us about it, that's totally fine. At Rom-Com Rewind on Instagram. You can email romcomrewind@gmail.com. Or like I said, you can leave us a voicemail now. 705-560-8323, extension 8573. It's literally going to be like, hey, it's Devin's voicemail. Leave a message. But hey, we might toss you on the pod.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.